Good evening. Welcome to Election Night in America 2020. Tonight we have the current incumbent President Donald Trump, running for re-election against former Vice President Joe Biden, who served under the Obama administration, now on his third bid for the presidency, past a very contested Democratic primary, leading on to be the Democratic nominee to face against President Donald Trump. Let's take a look at the last poll taken before the election on November 2nd, 2020. As of right now, Joe Biden leads by 5% nationwide, with 52% of likely voters in the Biden column and 47% in favor of Donald Trump. And the approval rating of the president puts Donald Trump at a net negative 14% nationwide, with a 41% approval rating, which means 2 out of every 5 Americans approve of the president, and 3 out of every 5 disapprove of President Trump. Let's go ahead and take a look at our first 7 p.m. poll closings, with 60 electoral votes at stake from the states of Vermont, Georgia, Virginia, South Carolina, Indiana, and Kentucky. Swing states will be underlined on the right portion of the poll closings for every single poll closing hour. The state of Vermont, 3 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner. No surprise from that state. State of Kentucky, 8 electoral votes. Donald Trump, the projected winner. Another Republican state. In fact, his running mate or incumbent vice president's home state of Indiana, 11 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. Out of the state of South Carolina, we have 9 electoral votes going to President Trump. No surprise there. Out of the state of Virginia, currently a swing state with 13 electoral votes at stake. Typically a Democratic state. We'll see as we get closer to the end of the evening. And the state of Georgia, 16 electoral votes. Surprisingly, Joe Biden is leading here. Hasn't gone to a Democrat since 1992 for reference. Joe Biden currently leading in the state of Georgia, 16 electoral votes. And on the electoral map, 3 electoral votes for Joe Biden and 28 for Donald Trump. It is now time for our 7:30 p.m. poll closings, with 38 electoral votes at stake from the states of Ohio, West Virginia, and North Carolina. The state of West Virginia, 5 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. No surprise, this is a state in which every single county went to President Trump back in 2016. The state of North Carolina, a state that Barack Obama carried back in 2008, which is the last time it went to a Democrat, 15 electoral votes. A very interesting governor election going on right now, with a little bit more in favor of the Democratic Party. From the state of Ohio, 18 electoral votes currently in this state. Too close to call. Joe Biden narrowly leads Donald Trump here. And on the electoral map, no change for Joe Biden. He remains at 3 electoral votes. Donald Trump now up at 33 electoral votes. It is now time for our 8 p.m. poll closings. 172 electoral votes at stake from all the states on your right, including the swing states of New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, and Florida. The first call from 8 p.m. Alabama, 9 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. Keep a close look on the Senate election here. Very interesting. The state of Mississippi, Donald Trump, the projected winner with its 6 electoral votes. Out of the state of Missouri with its 10 electoral votes, Donald Trump is the projected winner. No surprise from the state of Tennessee with its 11 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. And the state of Oklahoma, another state joined by West Virginia, in which every single county voted for President Trump back in 2016. It looks like this will be the case this evening. 7 electoral votes for Donald Trump. Out of the state of Illinois, 20 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner. This is the second Democratic win of the evening. The state of Maryland, 10 electoral votes. Joe Biden, the projected winner. Out of his home state of Delaware, 3 electoral votes. No surprise, Joe Biden here served as a senator from the state of Delaware, but was born in the state of Pennsylvania. The state of New Jersey, 14 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner. Joe Biden will also carry the state of Massachusetts. This is Elizabeth Warren's home state, 11 electoral votes. Again, even though it was the home state of his biggest rival, or one of them in the Democratic primary, still winning there. Out of the state of Connecticut, 7 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner. And the state of Rhode Island, 4 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner. The state of Maine, this is an interesting call here. 4 out of their 4 electoral votes will go to Joe Biden. If you don't know what's different about Maine and Nebraska, you divide their electoral votes by a statewide vote and then by congressional district. For example, the state of Maine has 2 congressional districts. All 2 of them voted for Joe Biden, one of which being a flip from the President Trump column from 2016, and the overall at-large state vote went for Joe Biden. which totals up to 4 electoral votes. The District of Columbia, the most liberal part of the United States, Joe Biden, the projected winner, 3 electoral votes. And this is a key race alert. New Hampshire, 4 electoral votes, an area that went to Hillary Clinton by around 2,000 votes. Joe Biden is a victor at the poll closing hour. And the state of Virginia, a swing state, 13 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner. Out of the state of Florida, 29 electoral votes, currently 2 close to call. Joe Biden narrowly leads. And the state of Pennsylvania, Joe Biden ahead. This is his home state, 20 electoral votes. Joe Biden in the lead. And on the electoral map, we have 96 electoral votes for Joe Biden and 76 for President Trump. It is now time for our 8:30 p.m. poll closings from the state of Arkansas. The state of Arkansas, 6 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. And on our electoral map, a very narrow increase for President Trump, but an increase regardless. 82 electoral votes for President Trump, and Joe Biden remains at 96. It is now time for our 9 p.m. poll closings. 156 electoral votes at stake with 4 toss-up states: Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Arizona. The state of South Dakota, 3 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. Donald Trump will also carry the state of North Dakota with its 3 electoral votes. Out of the state of Wyoming, 3 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner, and he will also carry the state of Nebraska with all 5 of its electoral votes. Nebraska's 2nd district typically is contested, not so much this election season. The state of Louisiana, 8 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner, and the state of Kansas, now solidifying the red wall, 6 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. New York, 29 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner. The state of New Mexico, previously characterized as a swing state back in 2016, not so much this time around. Joe Biden wins this at the top of the hour, 5 electoral votes. And the state of Colorado, previously deemed a swing state, again, not so much this election season. Joe Biden wins. Out of the state of Michigan, 16 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner. This is a huge flip. This is the first official flip of the evening. This state of Michigan, 16 electoral votes went to Donald Trump by a narrow 11,000 votes back in the 2016 presidential election. Joe Biden wins out of the state of Michigan. The state of Minnesota joins the state of Michigan, 10 electoral votes, a swing state but not a flip, but still adds to Joe Biden's numbers. Another state, Wisconsin, 10 electoral votes, 2 close to call, narrow Joe Biden lead. Arizona, an exact tie, 11 electoral votes. And the state of Texas, 38 electoral votes. Right now, Donald Trump leading Joe Biden. And on the electoral map, we have 165 electoral votes for Joe Biden and 110 for Donald Trump. It is now time for our 10 p.m. poll closings with 21 electoral votes at stake from the states of Iowa, Montana, Nevada, and Utah, with Iowa and Nevada being toss-ups. The state of Utah, 6 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner, and he will also carry the state of Montana with its 3 electoral votes. Take a look at their House election. Pretty interesting. The Senate was pretty much given up for the Democrats after Steve Bullock announced he would not run. Definitely an area that they needed to focus on for a pathway to the Senate, but it ended up not happening. The state of Nevada, 6 electoral votes. Joe Biden, the projected winner. Not the biggest victory, but adding to his numbers regardless. And Iowa, 6 electoral votes, 2 close to call. On the electoral map, we have 171 for Joe Biden and 119 for President Trump. It is now 11 p.m. Eastern Time, and we have 82 electoral votes from the West Coast to call. The state of Idaho, 4 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. Donald Trump will also carry the state of Texas. This is where Joe Biden's running mate is from. 38 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. Big win for the Trump campaign. Out of the state of California, 55 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner. He will win from the state of California, and he will also carry the state of Oregon. Seems like that primary defeat was a long time ago. 7 electoral votes from the state of Oregon. Joe Biden also carries the state of Washington with its 12 electoral votes, and the state of Hawaii, 4 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner. Out of the state of Pennsylvania, 20 electoral votes, a state Donald Trump narrowly carried back in 2016. Another statewide flip. The state of Pennsylvania, 20 electoral votes. Joe Biden's home state, where he was born. He will carry the state of Pennsylvania. And on our electoral map, that puts Joe Biden at 269 electoral votes to Donald Trump's 161. We now have state calls from the states of Wisconsin, Arizona, Florida, Georgia, and North Carolina, with a total of 81 electoral votes at stake. The state of Florida, 29 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. Huge win for the Trump campaign, holding on to the state of Florida yet again in this election. The state of Georgia, 16 electoral votes. Donald Trump narrowly wins here as well. A win is a win regardless. Another swing state in the Trump column. And the state of North Carolina, 15 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner, another swing state that previously started off with Joe Biden in the lead. But out of the state of Wisconsin, a flip from 2016, Joe Biden will carry the state of Wisconsin and its 10 electoral votes. And this is a big one. Arizona, 11 electoral votes. The Senate race was just called for Mark Kelly here. Joe Biden now flipping the state from red to blue. The last time the state of Arizona went to a Democrat was with Bill Clinton in 1996. Joe Biden carries the state of Arizona, flipping it over 20 years later. And on our current electoral map, Joe Biden has had 290 electoral votes, well past the magic number of 270, which means that Joe Biden will be elected the 46th president of the United States of America. We will have a new administration this upcoming January 2021, and Joe Biden will serve as the 46th president of the United States of America. And on our electoral map, 290 electoral votes for President-elect Biden, who has rumored that he may only serve for one term, to President Donald Trump at 221. It is now time for our 1 a.m. poll closings and state calls. 3 electoral votes at stake in terms of the poll closings. Alaska, 3 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. However, out of the state of Ohio, 18 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner. We apologize for the error that you see on your screen. It should say Ohio in the name for the state, but 18 electoral votes from the state of Ohio, flipping from red to blue. And this is the Ohio call. I'm assuming the last call was actually an Iowa call, which is pretty interesting. So before, this was an Iowa call, and now this is an Ohio call. 18 electoral votes, and the 6 electoral votes from Iowa going to Joe Biden, which puts the overall total at 314 electoral votes for Joe Biden and 224 for Donald Trump. Thank you guys for watching this video. I wanted to briefly talk to you guys about this thing called the Civic Life Project. So what is this, may you ask? Well, first of all, this is a video project geared for people who are between the ages of 15 to 25, mainly focused on youth outreach in politics. So the purpose of this is for people to create a video, either a documentary or a social media video, that's able to inspire people to come out and vote or talk about particular issues that you are personally passionate about. There are certain issues that they have on the right, which are climate change, immigration, voter suppression, mass incarceration, racism, freedom of the press, gun control, women's rights, LGBTQ rights, whatever it may be. Look for something that personally inspires you and something that you really wish the 2020 candidates would discuss. We had a climate forum, we've had a number of town halls discussing certain things, and these videos are an amazing way to reach out to the youth and get them to actually discuss what's going on, so that way it's not just the older generation deciding our future. And you can also win up to $5,000 if you win in this video project. Now, on the next slide, you can see some of the deadlines. You see January 31st, April 17th, June 29th. You have plenty of time to work on these videos, and you could win a monetary prize. On top of that, you're able to get your voice heard. Make sure you go ahead and check this out. A really quick search, civiclifeproject.org. Go ahead and check it out. It's an amazing way for you to go ahead and get your voice heard out, and it's just an overall good experience talking about issues that are relevant to your community. I guarantee it, something is impacting you, and something should mean a lot to these 2020 Democrats and Donald Trump. The people that are trying to run and serve as president of the United States definitely need to hear from you guys. So go ahead and check that out, civiclifeproject.org, and thank you to them for sponsoring this video. And also, thank you to you guys for watching this video. Make sure to comment down suggestions below, and I will see you all tomorrow.